step to the left. I'm too hard to tell you that you're deaf. If you step to the right.
Please introduce yourself to the people that's listening.
Yo, my name is Damage, Deranged and Damage from the crew called Yaggfu Front, Raleigh, North Carolina. One of the first from North Carolina, one of the first groups anyway.
Coming up in North Carolina, is there anything particular to your own experience coming up with hip-hop, getting to know different releases and collecting records that someone else may not know about?
Well, I mean, like, I feel like just me in general in terms of being a part of hip-hop in the North Carolina scene, I really feel like that I was there kind of when it wasn't there. I had gone up to New York and spent some time in New York City. I got a chance to go to Rucker Park and check out some of the mixes. I've been a part of hip-hop for quite some time. So, like, when I came down here, I had tapes of, like, Boogie Down Productions and things that people didn't have at the time. And so, that was when I was little. And I just had a big, huge love for hip-hop then. But, it seemed to me that we were, Yaggfu Front were in the nexus of hip-hop at one time. And the reason why I'm saying that is because a lot of weird stuff that I could probably mention, like you might not know, but, like, we were right there with Lords of the Underground. Like, they were our friends. They would come to the radio station, too.
Oh, okay.
We were there when they first got attention from Marley Marl, which really, helped them get that deal.
Yeah.
And, actually, Mr. Funky was my roommate, my housemate.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of how we all got started. They were doing their thing along with us as a group, and, we might collaborate on some things at the radio station, but... so then from there, we also met, Buster and Leader of the New School who, hooked us up with, the Bomb Squad. So we got a chance to, mess around with Chuck D's label, Sound Urban Listeners. We were courted by a whole bunch of, indie record labels like, Wild Pitch and it's like really weird, because, we hung out with Tribe Called Quest, De La Soul.
Yeah.
I think a lot of artists that we met at the time saw that we were really kind of trying to be, rappers to the core and not necessarily unique and original and not necessarily something that, that was there to try to get on, or we never really asked anybody, can you put us on, or, we weren't the bugaboo rappers.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of fit in wherever we went because they were like, oh, you guys from North Carolina? I didn't know you guys like North Carolina. So they start off with the jokes and the cackalacker stuff. In fact, that's really kind of why Charlie Brown said New York, North Cackalacker, and Compton at the time.
Oh, wow. Okay. Y'all put
According to him back then. Who knows what he would say then, but we were hanging out and we were chilling and he was like, yeah, I said that for you guys.
Oh, that's crazy. One thing that was mysterious to me, was the production. I knew that y'all were producing it, but it was so layered. There was so much going on that I had no idea how y'all were doing it. So I mean, could you?
That's one good thing. I'm glad to hear you say that. Okay. That's awesome.
So could you give like some
That's
insight?
What we wanted to do.
Okay, so could you give some insight to the people like me who would want to have some idea of how y'all were making this stuff?
First time I think we went to the studio, I think we went over to this guy. He's a radio DJ from around here named DBS, and he was working at a record shop. And we went to the back of the record shop, and I remember I was making Smack and Sucker Silly.
Okay.
I know I do a lot of the lay downs of drum tracks and maybe some of the main samples. But this is kind of how we work. We would have a conceptual idea, and then we would bring our crates, and then we would dig to find notes and records that blended in sonically with whatever we could find. So it was a hodgepodge of whatever sounded dope to us at the time. So if we found something on an artist record, we would take it in a respect that even if we took it from an artist, it may take you some time to figure out where we got it from.
Right.
We did very little sample clearance, and then when we would go into the studio, it would be a free-form experiment in meshing sounds together. We use all kinds of equipment. We use the EPS 16 Plus. We use keyboards. We use outboard equipment. We bang cups together. We played our own drums. We played horns. And we would use all of those things to look for the sound that we were trying to create outside of this thing. We were very much inspired by the Bomb Squad. So I don't really know of any other, to us, those guys were were the epitome of merging sounds. But
Yeah.
what we wanted to do was kind of one up them in some way. And that was our goal anyway. I don't know if we ever succeeded, but our goal was to be able to one up with them by meshing sounds together that even though where Public Enemy was sonically and aurally off key sometimes. Mm-hmm. We wanted it to be on key.
Producer of the future in the club, got the beats that makes you all jump. I got the beats that makes you all jump. The new kid on the block, producer Doc Rock.